Namaste. Hello, my loves. I'm popping on here an hour earlier than I typically do. Part of me wants to apologize for that because I am very prone to consistency. And I want to be available to you at a very specific time. But part of me is kind of excited to be able to just throw myself on at a different time, knowing that, with full confidence, due to technology, when you go on at noon, you'll be able to catch this in its record, and that'll be okay. That'll be okay. I'm attempting to really train myself into being slightly more spontaneous with life, and to allow myself some room, some give to make adjustments. So this is just completely temporary and really just for today. I have an appointment that I've been waiting to get, and one opened up at noon today, so I grabbed it. I chose to grab it and know that I can just throw myself on an hour earlier, and that all is well, that at some point you guys will watch this and we will be connected because we are connected, Anybody showing up for the first time, welcome. I'm not here to teach you anything. I'm not here to explain anything. I'm just here to offer some mild guidance on how we might share energy, so that we might walk away from this sit with the realization that we are more connected than we ever thought we were, perhaps. And I think we all need that right now, I think that the opportunity to just share some time, share some space together can bring down anxieties and can up awareness in such a way that it might provide just a little bit of medicine for each and every one of us as we continue to brave these incredibly challenging times. You look around and it's just like, I can't tell you how many times I say, oh my goodness, through the course of a day these days, so what to do, right? I just attempt to take a seat for just a little bit of time, to just sit, catch our breath, realize we're not alone. And, hope that will inspire the rest of our day so that we can live with a tiny bit more of sanity and gain a greater connection in such a way that we feel a little wholer as humans. Because all this stuff right now can really break us up inside, right? There's a lot that can break us up inside. And then on top of that, our personal stuff, right? So rather than walking around really broken and really fragmented, we just simply take some time to locate our seats and locate the fact that we're all human and just doing the very best we can to walk this life. And that might make us feel just a little less broken right now. Let's tune in. And breathe in. Oh. Namaste. There's quite a few things swimming around in my brain right now. I'm trying to kind of grab one and pick one to share. Yesterday evening, the way that the sun was hitting my house, my kitchen in particular, it caught light on some kind of like mucky, cobwebby stuff on my counter, the lower part of the counter, and I was like, oh. And it really kind of shook me up, that I had this bit of debris there that I hadn't seen before, and that the way the light was reflecting, it hit it quite perfectly, kind of shined a flashlight on a bit of, gunk or residue or dust or, that stuff that collects. And of course, it got me thinking about us as humans and how much stuff we have inside us, how much stuff collects, how much debris and inner cobwebs we all have all the time. And then, especially now during these crazy troubled times, and how unpleasant it is to have the light shine on that internally, and for that to kind of be noticed, right? For our own gunk build up to be noticed. It's not really the most pleasant of sights, right? Yet it's there, right? It's a very common thing to have a cobweb or some kind of debris, dust, what have you, collect, right? It's a very natural thing, right? So really the same is for us as we operate through this kind of internal instrument of the body, the mind, etc. And one of the things that is nice to kind of share, or I hope that we can share, is that we all have that inner debris, and how unpleasant it is to really see it when the light shines on it. It's like, ooh, I didn't know that was there. And, of course we can address it right away. Like I immediately got the, Murphy's squirt bottle out, etc., and kind of rubbed that area clean, if you will. And that's one way. But I think what I'd rather be kind of outing for all of us and kind of share in the big pot of our existence is that it is, terribly uncomfortable to see that stuff, and that we don't have to do something about it immediately. And what this does for us is we start to realize that we can live with some of that debris. It's more about the realization that we know it's there. That's where the empowerment is. A lot of us don't want to shine the light inside because we don't want to see how much debris is there, because we know how much work it's going to take to get rid of it, right? And it's not so much that we have to do the work immediately and get rid of all the gunk, but the willingness to shine the light in there and see that we have the gunk. Wow, I didn't realize how much my mind was fixating on this one problem. Wow, my concern has really created a lot of internal stagnation, et cetera, because we all have concerns, we all have things that we're going to be fixated on. We all have high anxiety right now. So the very human thing to be shared is the difficulty to have that revealed, right? Nonetheless, it's there, and that willingness to shine your light inside, to shine an inner flashlight through perhaps these times of just sitting. Just stop, take a breath, just put the stuff down, bring your attention inward, notice the cobwebs in your heart. It doesn't mean you have to do something with them immediately. You don't have to brush them all away instantaneously, although that's very, brings great satisfaction, like with your home. The minute you clean it, you feel better, right? But it's not that fast and that quick and that easy with us because we're really complicated, and there's a lot of inner corners where a lot of stuff has been in there for a long time. But the point is that to give yourself, to give yourself a chance to address it, to just see it and say, wow, I'm still upset about that thing that happened, 20 weeks ago. It's still lodged in my heart. And even though that's uncomfortable to come upon, that in itself is a point of freedom. That in itself is an act of liberation, because it's been lying dormant and you're no longer blind to it. You're actually able to see it. And that's like half the battle, that gift of awareness. So, I'm often trying to help people, especially when we're here in the space together. Who knows when that will be again. But trying to adjust the dialogue on what they think yoga is, because it's become adopted. It's become adopted in our culture as this kind of self-fixing practice, that you have to fix yourself. And really it's a self-finding practice. It's a practice of revealing to you who you are inside and how you feel inside. And a lot of us are really afraid to admit who and what we're feeling inside, because our culture doesn't support that. Our culture does not support self-realization. Our culture, supports the self as a project, like go fix yourself, go take this pill, read this book, go to this yoga class, wear these clothes, get this facelift, etc., etc. And it's not that stuff is bad, but there's something else, right? There's something else other than. So rather we start to look at this experience as a process rather than a project. You're not a project. Right? You're cleaning your house as a project, but how we are different as humans is we are not projects. You don't have to clean everything inside you, because there's always going to be something else, because you're a human being living in a very complicated time. Right? So we're going to be feeling stuff. We're going to be thinking stuff. We're going to be reacting to stuff. It's all natural. So rather than thinking of the self as a project that you have to fix, that you're just avoiding, you got to clean that attic, but you just keep putting it off year after year. It's that the attic is dirty, if you will. The attic of the mind is dirty and cluttered. And you take these tiny little stuffs, just bring the flashlight in, shine it a little, and go, wow, I remember that. I remember when I put that there, and then, wow, I didn't even know that one was there. And this is like the bursting of the mind, the practice of self-realization. You don't have to tend to everything instantaneously. Just realize it's there. Breathe in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Again. One more. Move around a little bit. Move around a little bit. So the moving around of you is shifting some of the stuff around a little bit. And then as you settle, all of the shift is in a new place. It's like shaking up a snow globe, right? And the particles fall in a different way. So you are granted insight in a new way. You're not looking at the same old, same old. Movement helps you see things differently. How do things lay right now? Are you hungry? Are you tired? Are you cranky? Are you grateful? And it's not a label of good or bad. Just notice. Right now, for me, my head is just super fuzzy today, just super fuzzy. I don't know if it's allergies, I don't know what it is, right? But I have to be willing to just see my own fuzz, if you will. I can't push that away, and I can't try to eradicate it in such a way that it moves out before it's ready to go, right? It's just see what's there right now. So this bravery to sit and to just share in this very human experience of inward observance. Just for the sake of noticing, just for the sake of noticing. You don't have to do something about it immediately. Notice the temperature in the room and how your skin feels, how the air touches it. Notice any sounds around you. From the slightest distance of a bird to the more obvious up-close semi-truck rolling down the road or what have you. Notice the sounds around you. Notice the seat underneath you. What did you choose to sit on today? What's the texture of it? And start to notice how your body feels as it sits, as it experiences air and sound and temperature. How does your body feel right now? This act of noticing, and so many of us are not very comfortable going there because we often don't like what we see. Like, my body does not feel good today. I don't want to see that. I don't want to acknowledge that. Well, if that's the case, see if you might just allow yourself to be in it. Be in your body. Be in your body right now. See if you might soften a little. Start with your skin. And maybe you can soften at your gut, at the midsection, internally. Maybe you can soften through the chest and the lungs. And maybe we all can soften through the face, de-scrunching at the brow, spreading wide across the forehead, heavying through the lids of the eyes, and releasing through the jaw. And letting the ears go. Unclenching through the scalp. And then let's just notice our breath. Notice that we have it. No matter what we're feeling or thinking as we find it, we have the breath along with it. Let's bring our attention more deeply into the breath, reminding ourselves that this is merely a process and that you are not a project. Observe the breath as it slowly moves from the belly to the chest on the inhale. And the chest to the belly on the exhale. And as the breath moves from the belly to the chest on the inhale, and the chest to the belly on the exhale, allow it to light up internally so that you might see more clearly, so that something might be revealed to you today. And you do not need to do anything about it. Just simply find it How do you feel inside? Nobody needs to know about it. We can share without outing our personal stuff, right? We can share energy, we can hold space together without getting super intimate, right? So how do you feel inside? The practice of revealing. What's being revealed to you right now? Are you angry? So be it. Are you anxious? So be it. Breathe with it. Let's sit with each other as we all have a very personal experience here together. And we'll take it just a little further. This slowing of the breath will subdue the nervous system. This slowing of the breath will subdue the nervous system and will strengthen the lungs. Empty the breath from the underbelly. Slowly breathe in. Gently retain in. Gradually breathe out. Gently retain in. Slowly breathe in. Gently retain in. Gradually breathe out. Gently retain in. Breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. Breathe in. Retain. Breathe out. Retain. Release the lock of the underbelly. Let the breath go, let the breath flow, move the body. And once again, as we move the body, we're just kind of jostling the little particles of the mind, sensations of the body around in such a way that as we recenter ourselves into our seat and we refocus ourselves into the breath, we can give ourselves a chance once again to just let something be revealed to us inside. And perhaps we might trust it just a little bit more, that it's okay, whatever it is, even if we don't like it, especially if we don't like it, that it's okay that it's there. And the gift is that we see it. The gift is that we see it. Just like when the light shines perfectly on a corner spot of your house and you notice the cobweb. That moment when the sun positions itself directly to the spot where the debris is. In the case of a house, perhaps we clean it immediately. In the case of our mind and the container of the body, perhaps we just give thanks that we can see it at all. A few more moments here to share in this experience. Going to the breath. As the hands come together at the center of the heart, And let's take a moment of gratitude. And may this realization that this practice is about a process rather than a project of oneself, the process of becoming more aware. And some things we might immediately tend to, and some things we might just give thanks that we at least know that they're there. And may this serve the rest of your day. And breathe in. Namaste. So yes, typically I'm with you Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon, and yes, I did pop on early. You did not, oversleep or whatever. You can watch this at your convenience. I explained why in the beginning of the session as to why I did that, and I hope you can have the best day you can have today. And I look forward to continuing this process, this experience, this sharing with all of you through the rest of the week, etc. Yeah. May you be safe. May you be healthy. May you be happy. May you live with an easy heart. Namaste. And drop me a line, especially if you watch this later.